The Spin-off Podcast Network.
Are you making the most of your KiwiSaver investment? Generate is an award-winning KiwiSaver provider with a track record of strong long-term performance. Making a smart decision now could add tens of thousands of dollars by the time you reach retirement. Book a no-obligation chat with a Generate KiwiSaver advisor today at generatekiwisaver.co.nz/get-advice. A copy of the product disclosure statement is available at generatekiwisaver.co.nz. The issuer of the scheme is Generate Investment Management Limited, and of course, past performance does not guarantee future returns.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
Kia ora tātou, this is Toby Manhire with another episode of your friendly local politics podcast, Gone by Lunchtime. What you're about to hear is part of the Gone by Lunchtime Megapod, a 12-hour epic event recorded on September 20 at Spin-off HQ. Enjoy. Tēnā koutou katoa, this is Spin-off Election 2023 Megapod, and I think we have on the line Debbie Ngarewa-Packer, co-leader of Te Pāti Māori. Kia ora, Debbie.
Kia ora. Kia ora, you have me on the line. Sorry for holding you up a little.
That's all good. Where are you today? What part of the country are you calling from?
Tamaki Makaurau. I had a debate at Pāti Māori last night and just finished with Uncle Tix at Media Week, so yeah.
Cool. And was that the debate where they had the poll at the start of it?
Yeah. Well, I didn't actually get to see it until afterwards, but yeah.
Did they spring it on you in the studio?
Slightly, yeah. It was sort of like slightly disorganised. So by the time I'd come out of getting dressed in makeup and stuff like that, we were in an interview. I'm like, oh, okay. But you just got to be agile in this environment at the moment, hey? So.
And that poll, and we know how difficult it is to poll the Māori electors. We talked about that a bit before this morning. Yeah. It had 5 points behind. Soraya Peke-Mason of the Labour Party on 34. You just behind on 29. Harete Pango, national candidate, on 12, I think. How do you feel about that? Is that about the way you're feeling out there on the campaign?
I guess, to be honest, I have to stay focused on what I am hearing and feeling on the ground, which is a lot different to how the polls reflect it. But, I sort of had to come back and say, look, I had more people at my gig last Wednesday than you've polled. So it's just, it is what it is. We've just got to stay focused on the only poll that matters on the 14th. And I remember, this time 3 years ago, we were polling really bad. We were never going to get back in. The only was double digits. Definitely not getting back in, so we just got to stay mahi and stay focused on that 14th. But it was, I think I respect that. Right now, media, particularly for Pāti Māori, need to give some guideline to be able to structure the interview. So we just sort of took it in our stride, really.
But it does leave an interesting question for people who are supporting Harete Pango, because Tariana Turia, who founded Te Pāti Māori, is she endorsed Harete? Is that what happened?
I'm not sure. I mean, Paia was also doing my leaflet drop last week. So,
right.
I think first of all, as Paia, we're allowed to endorse, talk, to support Wakapapa, do whatever we want. When you've got that mana, she can do whatever she wants. Koia ta rangatira. But I think, the sense that I'm getting is that Harete's, on a long-term journey to try and bring back some traction for national. It's certainly not a vibe that I get, a sense on the ground has been overwhelmingly supported. But, she's committing to, being that solo voice or one of two in a big party, trying to get a profile as having some Māori sense or presence, and I think good on her. But it's not a sense really that I'm getting out there on the ground.
And how would you describe Te Pāti Māori today in 2023? How has it changed from or evolved from, if you like, the party of Tariana Turia and Peter Sharples?
Yeah, I really love that you use that word evolve, because I think people sort of try to say, oh, they're different, they're this and that. Actually, each generation has its own uniqueness. I think what's happened is that Te Māori has evolved. We've now got a population where 70% of Māori are under the age of 40 and 25% under the age of 21. We've now got Te Māori confronting unprecedented poverty, huge displacement and homelessness. Our rangatahi make up more than 50% of those that are homeless, and we've got some unprecedented taiao climate issues. So I think each generation really matters, and we've got the strength and the blessing to learn from our last, but also the vision to focus on what it is that we're in now and what we need to move towards in Aotearoa Hou.
Aotearoa Hou.
Yeah.
That's an interesting concept that's been talked about a lot by you and your co-leader. Give us the synopsis of what Aotearoa Hou looks like.
I think it looks like whatever is the aspiration of every individual hapu whānau tangata. What we did as Te Pāti Māori, a little bit of context, is that everyone comes up with their catch slogan, like, take you back, let's go back, and I don't know, whatever, how they've lost, but, those concepts of telling people, what they should be doing, where in reality, for us, we wanted to put it out to our communities, to tangata tiriti, everyone, tangata whenua, tangata moana, what does the future Aotearoa Hou look like to you? What is it that we need to be thinking? Because everyone else is in the moment, and we need to be, we know we need transformation. We know we need to have some huge, heavy hitting policies which we've, delivered. But we also need to keep unified and use this period of intense attention from media, from each other, from our own people, to drive the message of having a focus on the future. So, and some might call it a campaign risk, but for us, it's a sick and tired of politicians telling people what they need. Aotearoa Hou is something that we should be talking about more. So then when we have the challenges, people, who weren't necessarily raised to understand te tiriti, who see co-governance as an offence, have got a better sense of what it is that an Aotearoa Hou looks like. So for me, it's about peace and dignity. But for my son, it's he's 19. It's a completely different thing. But that's our whole intention, is actually stop limiting the future of Aotearoa.
One of the other things that sprang out of me of that poll, they asked people, what sort of governing combinations they'd like to see, which is the reality we face in an MMP system. So these are important questions. And it was interesting that on the question, if National were to form the next government, voters in Te Tai Hauāuru strongly objected to ACT, then New Zealand First. They weren't keen on Te Pāti Māori either, but Te Pāti Māori was the most preferred partner at 33%. And I know that there's been rulings out and rulings back out, but isn't there not a case for Te Pāti Māori to work with a leading party of government that it disagrees with, even if it disagrees with it fundamentally, if it can get some concessions, get some wins for Te Ao Māori?
I think, let's put this into context. It was like a poll of 0.01%. There's 100 people roughly who gave that view. And I think it's important to put in context that we have and I know my colleague, my sis Harati, was trying to avoid this point, but they have only agreed to one partner, which is ACT. If we want to do a referendum on Te Tiriti, we have a national, who are nothing like they were years ago, who are in denial about the inequities and the fact that a Māori Health Authority is a solution to, devised by Māori for Māori. So they're fundamentally, we're too different in our intent for an Aotearoa Hou and Te Tiriti. And I guess, that's the reason why Chris Luxon ruled us out very quickly. They don't want to have a common goal, and they don't want to work together on a future-focused, peaceful and dignified Aotearoa tangata whenua. So I think that's that's where it is right now. I guess someone said, I think the question is, do you think you could ever find something in common? Not on this side of the 14th, but they all seem to morph and suffer amnesia on the 15th of October. So, that's my experience. It's like when I listened to Harati say, no, we may not go into government with ACT.
Sure.
The only way you're going to get into government is with ACT.
Sure.
Let's not fib.
So in terms of that idea of the ongoing evolution of a political party, political movement, you could foresee a day at some point in the future where Te Pāti Māori and National got together and talked about governing together in some form again?
I don't know. I mean, like I say, I can only say who we are and what we stand for. And who knows what all the other big parties are standing for. You've got a leader that calls us, bottom feeders, and you've got another big party that, enacted warrantless searches for marae and tried to put legislation over it all. So they both need to evolve into Tiriti-centric Tiriti-centric parties. So, I guess who knows what the future is. All I know is who we are.
Okay. Thank you very much, Debbie. Really good to talk. Good luck with the rest of the campaign. Kia ora.
Thank you. Kia ora.
That was Debbie Ngarewa-Packer, co-leader of Te Pāti Māori. We're going to put on some delectable tunes for just a couple of minutes, and when we return, we will have an Auckland Central debate. This is the Megapod. Thanks for listening. There's plenty more where this came from on your Gone By Lunchtime feed. Thanks to Jane, Te Aihea and Samuel and the rest of the team at The Spin-Off for making the Megapod happen. I'm Toby Manhire and this is Juggernaut, the story of the Fourth Labour Government. A podcast in 6 parts.
Doesn't give my opponents much time to run up to an election, does it?
This nation is at risk.
What do you think you're up to now, you perverted little liar?
I could smell the uranium on it as you lean towards it.
There's a radical overhaul in the history of New Zealand's administration.
Juggernaut, the story of the Fourth Labour Government. Made with the support of New Zealand On Air. Listen now on The Spin-Off or wherever you get your podcasts.
Talofa lava. I'm Madeline Chapman, editor at The Spin-Off. If you have the means, consider supporting our high-quality journalism by becoming a Spin-Off member. Sign up now at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
The Spin-Off Podcast Network.